I'm in a great mood. I just cleaned up our kitchen studio and now we have a little bit more space and I could just feel the feng shui moving in me. Today I was thinking we can go back to a few banchans, add a soup and put it together and get a course meal. That way you can mix and match and see what's right for you. Aus! The first banchan is a delicious cucumber and minced beef banchan. Forearm sized piece of cucumber. Cut into very thin slices like that. All right, maybe like a width like that. Oh, this would feel good on my eyes. Then we're gonna just sprinkle some salt. Let's mix it around. Force the cucumbers to release their water and become bendy. Set this aside for 30 to 40 minutes. Then we have a forearm piece of spring onion. A quick soy sauce marinade for our beef. 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. Half tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of mirin or white wine. And then if you have a pear in the fridge, pear has enzymes that tenderize the meat. You can just use pear juice, it's actually a lot easier. Put a little bit of black pepper, a few shakes, and then just give it a quick mix. 100 grams of minced beef, I'm gonna put that in here. So we'll just mix this around. It's been around 30 minutes and you can see it's very limp. We're gonna wash this off because it's too salty. Then we'll rinse it off one more time. You wanna get as much water out as you can. Get this on a medium heat. Get a little bit of oil in the frying pan. And once the oil is hot, spring onions, half tablespoon of minced garlic. Mix this around. Let's put in our meat. And then mix everything together. Oh, and the smell is so nice. You see all that liquid on the pan? Keep stirring this until most of that is gone. There's not that much liquid left. That's when we're gonna add in our cucumbers. Mix this around. And at this point, I want you to try a little bit of the beef. I'm gonna just add a tiny bit of salt. Turn off the heat. Tiny drizzle of sesame oil, like that, okay? Just mix that around. We're gonna top off with a little bit of sesame seeds. This is very simple, but it's very good. So I'm gonna try something in the back here. Ooh, You know that pear does wonders to that beef marinade. And then you get sort of the crunchiness of the cucumbers. It's just, that juxtaposition is marvelous. Delicious spicy braised tofu. We had another braised tofu recipe, but this one is spicy and it's actually one of my favorite tofu recipes of all time. So start with 300 grams of tofu. I already opened up and took out the water, and this little jigglypuff is filled with water. A couple of paper towels, and I just like to squeeze gently. We don't have to get all of the water out, but just enough. I'm gonna cut this in half, and then I'm gonna cut these into bite-sized pieces. And I'm happy to see a lot more people enjoy tofu. Pat it down once more with some water. And then we're gonna gently salt this, not too much, just a little bit. Forearm of spring onion. Put all of this into a mixing bowl. Half a tablespoon of minced garlic. 1 tablespoon of gochugaru. Then 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. That's 1. 3 tablespoons in. 1 tablespoon of mirin. Half tablespoon of sugar. And finally 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. One of my favorite parts about cooking Korean, when you mix all these ingredients together, you get this whiff. Sesame oil, soy sauce, gochugaru. Woo. Put this on a medium-high heat. Oil in the frying pan. And with tofu, it's just so nice when you get a nice crisp on both sides. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Put them in. Just shake it once so it doesn't stick on the bottom. All right, guys, and this is kind of like steak. You don't want to flip it too much or they might break. And then simply watch from a distance like a worried parent. You're starting to get a nice crisp on the top. No, I broke one. There's always one that misbehaves. And once you've had a minute on the other side, we're gonna add spoonfuls on top. We're baptizing it with spice. Give it that Korean rage. Just a little bit of sauce left in the bottom of your bowl. Put about a 1/4 cup of water in, mix it around, and then put it into the frying pan. And what that water is gonna do is infuse all of that flavor into the tofu. A few minutes until most of this water has evaporated. Once you start getting like bubbles on the bottom, it means that there's not that much water left. Just take a look at this bad boy. Amazing. They looking like grand masters of tofu. We just top this off with a little bit of fresh greens. These are some Michelin star tofus. Let me take a bite. Easily $11.95, maybe $11.99. This is squid radish soup. It's very close to beef radish soup, which we had a recipe for. Bring out the flavor of the Korean radish and then use some seafood as protein. But it's absolutely delicious. I'm using fresh squid, and of course, if you have a nice fish market nearby, go ahead and try it. Trim off the end piece right here. The butcher at my place already took out the innards and then took out the spine piece that runs here. Cut this down in half and then just cut into pieces. Just cut off the ends, which I call their toenails, and then we'll cut this into small pieces. The key taste variable for the soup is really this Korean radish, and it just makes the soup taste 시원해. That means refreshing in Korean. All right, so pick your longest thumb. All right, I'm gonna go with this one and measure around a thumb length. Peel off the ends, then into quarters. This is so that it could boil through quickly and release most of its flavor into the broth. Of course, your spring onion, forearm size piece, and we just go in. And like most other Korean soups, we're gonna do an anchovy kelp broth. I've made a separate video on this, so check it out if you're new. We need 3 cups of it. Let's do 1 and 3. Wow, that was actually perfect. I love when that happens. Let's bring it up to boil. Let's put the radish in too. And once it comes to boil, let's reduce it down to a medium heat. And we're gonna let the radish simmer about 5 minutes so that it could turn a little bit mushy. And after about 5 minutes, we're gonna season this. Half a tablespoon of minced garlic, then half a tablespoon of salt, and then half a tablespoon of gochugaru. And I'm gonna give like 1 or 2 minutes so that all those flavors can come together. After a few minutes, go in there, Squidworth. Yes, yes, yes. At the very end, you're gonna want to skim off some of the scum off the top. Throw in some of our green onions. And if you like seafood, take a look. Beautiful. And you see how clean that soup is? With a little bit of gochugaru and minced garlic on the bottom. It's spicy, but it's very light. And it's just 시원해. And guys, there it is. This is 오징어 묵국. Korean soups, you always eat it with a nice bowl of hot rice. Let's pull out the other banchans. And there it is, guys. Woo! I'm so hungry right now. Get a little bit of that marinade on top. Break that down, and that's for me. The next bite. And a lot of you guys ask why I'm always crouching when I do the final taste shot. But I'll just adapt today, just to show you that I indeed do have a chair. And 2 things, guys. Number 1, we made a new Instagram account called Future Neighbor Regram. So a lot of you guys send a lot of your photos, and I want to reshare that publicly. And then number 2, whoa, time is running out. Number two, what was number 2? Oh yeah, that's right. We have a forum on our website. So if you have questions about recipes, go check us out there. All right, back to square one.